Venkman reporting.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Venkman. This is the Useless News, heard only on the Big Dumb Fun Show. As always, brought to you by Uncle Rusty's Pure Pork Salsa. If you think carving pumpkins is your idea of a fun Halloween, you should carve it while drinking Uncle Rusty's Pure Pork Salsa right out the tap. You know what I'm saying? Have your little pumpkin right over here. You're making your pumpkin bread over here, and you got your Uncle Rusty's right there.
You can use the pumpkin for your dip holder.
That's what I've always said that. I'm on the record, right, Ginnerk? I've always said that.
Put the salsa in the pumpkin.
Yeah.
And
in
then
the stem?
get another pumpkin. Or, no, you can put the chips in the stem.
Oh, that's good.
How about just putting the chips in the pumpkin?
Yeah, well, here's the problem.
Then it
is
might
that
get soggy.
You don't want the flame of the pumpkin to get too close to the Uncle Rusty's, or you could have a negative experience.
Or why don't we just light them on fire?
I don't know what you've ever done to try to get out of work. We know that you've been out of work quite a lot. But San Antonio... a San Antonio woman
What is that supposed to mean?
I'm just saying you call out sick a lot.
I do not, actually.
You got a job, and immediately the next week you're like, I have to jet to Chicago, Orlando, or thereabouts. And
Whatever.
we're wondering, what are you telling your job?
I'm
Are
telling
you being the truth, or are you making stuff up?
I don't have anything to make up.
Whatever.
I've never called in sick.
You've never called in sick to your new job? Didn't we have this conversation about how...
Okay, I'm lying. I called in one day. It was last week. I was not feeling good.
Well, a San Antonio woman is facing charges after police say that she faked her own kidnapping to get a day off work.
Now that is ridiculous.
An officer on patrol went to check out a car parked near Ray Ellison in Five Palms around 6:30 on October 10th. The officer looked inside the car. He spotted 48-year-old Sheila Eubank bound with rope. Usually not a good sign. An arrest warrant affidavit states that Eubank told police that a man jumped into her car about 6:15 a.m. while she was at a Security Service Federal Credit Union ATM. Eubank said that the man held her at knife point and forced her to drive him to various locations for what she believed were drug deals. She told officers he then assaulted her, tried to choke her with the rope, then tied her up and left her in her car. However, officers discovered a lottery ticket in her purse that was purchased the day during the hours that she claimed that she was being held. And he drove me around, and he made me purchase these tickets.
So you mean to tell me she took a day off, called in sick,
Yeah.
and wasted her day in a secret kidnapping or pretend kidnapping?
Investigators reviewed surveillance video from the store where the lottery ticket was purchased and found that she had entered the store by herself and appeared healthy, unhurried, and pleasant with the clerk. Investigators then reviewed video of the Security Service Federal Credit Union where she claimed that she was abducted. Video showed her withdrawing money from the ATM, but no signs that anyone else was with her. Police say that when she was confronted by investigators, she eventually admitted that her story was false and that she just wanted a day off of work.
So she wasted her day, though?
She wasted more than her day.
She wasted, everyone's day.
Yeah.
She now faces charges on aggravated perjury.
Why doesn't she just say
You know
she
why
has
it was
the
aggravated?
runs?
Because they were pissed off that she was using it to call out of work. What happened to just making up that sick voice?
I just wanted to call it sick.
I don't
Or
feel good.
you don't even have to call anymore. You send an email or a text message.
That's
Just
right.
text in sick.
That's what I did.
I text in sick all the time. I haven't been to work in a month. I don't even know if I still have a job.
No, I haven't done that.
In what might rival the dog ate my homework explanation, a catering truck driver told federal transportation investigators that a loose beverage was responsible for his vehicle slamming into an AirTran plane in Milwaukee.
What?
The incident occurred earlier this month, October 4th, when the truck approached the right front service door of Flight 725, a General Mitchell at General Mitchell Airport. The driver said a beverage can became lodged between the floor and the brake pedal, preventing him from applying the brake, and the truck struck the airplane, according to the preliminary report by the National Transportation Safety Board. The jet, which had just arrived from Hotlanta, sustained substantial damage along the fuselage. There were no injuries to the 103 passengers and the 5 crew members that were on the plane.
It's a good thing that plane was in the way, because that soda can blocking the brake pedal, that service vehicle could have just careened all across that airport at, what do they go, like 3 miles an hour?
There's no telling
With
how many lives were
baggage
saved.
And beverages and coffee and creamers.
It would actually be funnier if they had like one of those long-ass baggage handling.
But what I don't get is how did the can or the bottle get under the brake?
It was loose.
It was loose. The juice was loose.
Loose from how? Where's your cup holder? Cup holders are now in the
He didn't
side.
say it was his juice or his beverage.
Oh,
Your Honor, it wasn't
God.
my juice.
It might have been one of the ones that he was going to be stocking when he got onto the plane.
It could be. The incident was first reported by FlightGlobal.com, an aviation news and industry publishing website.
Or
What a turd.
Or it could just be the one that he slipped underneath the brake pedal after he hit the plane.
I want to know if it was an alcoholic beverage because
No, those bottles are too small. Have you seen an airplane?
Tell me all about it.
Well, they're about the size of a thimble. I'm telling you, you got to drink a lot of Rumple Mints out of those to get drunk.
A Star Trek convention in London is claiming that a record for the largest ever gathering of people in costumes from the sci-fi franchise Destination Star Trek London at Excel Center claims 1,083 Trekkies dressed up as characters from the TV series and the films. That beats the previous record set by 1,040 people at the annual Star Trek convention in Las Vegas.
Man,
Star
imagine
Trek.
having to be the guy that counts those people. One
1,
Andorian.
3. Now, did I get the Romulan?
How many?
No.
How many
Did
spots?
you
again.
guys watch Star Trek growing up?
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
I could never get into it.
Why
Gnurk
is
was
it-
on the original series, and I was the next generation. Much like this show.
Not a lot of people want to play Sulu.
Is R2D2 from Star Trek?
Shut up and get the hell out. Get the hell out of here right
kidding!
now. No, you're not kidding.
It's from Star Wars.
For
I
the
know.
remainder of the useless news, you need to step outside.
I was kidding.
You need to put
It's-
this mask on.
I
Are you
was
serious?
kidding.
I don't think you were kidding.
No, I wasn't.
Is R2D2
That's the whole Princess Leia, and I thought it was Slave Leia. Remember that whole series? Yeah.
Understand where R2D2 is that some sort of a? Was he a Romulan?
No, he was a robot.
Robot.
Hey, you tell me about J-Lo, then we'll talk.
I can tell you that she wasn't in
Don't
Star
you
Trek.
remember when Captain Kirk hooked up with 3CPO?
Oh man, that was hot. that was a good episode.
And remember
Then he
Lois
realized
and
that
Clark
3CPO was just a bartender.
I know it was weird.
and Clark Kent?
All we need to know is Han shot first. What are you even talking about now? You're just taking like bits and pieces from Comic Con Carne, and you're like, oh yeah, what about Todd McFarlane? Huh? How about that? You're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Most of the people taking part in the world record donned the brightly colored uniforms of the Starfleet, but one fan arrived as Mugato, a Yeti-like creature with a giant horn protruding from the top of his head. It looks silly. It's just a gorilla suit painted white.
That wasn't that funny.
My name is Vankman. That is the Useless News on the Big Dumb Fun Show. Submit your own crap to the show. Useless News at BigDumbFunShow.com.
You're an idiot.
Hey baby, wake up from your asleep. We have arrived onto the future and the whole world is become